Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to this week's Golden Wing Geek Out. I'm your host, Danny. Got my co-host, Ryan, with me.
Uh,
Oh my god. This episode was great.
oh my god.
So,
It's so, oh my god, it was so good.
let's geek out about episode 19, White Album. It was like, okay, again, for the most part, this was a beat for beat episode. There's two new things that was added to this episode, and we'll get to them in due time. But I think before we actually even go into the details and shit, it's like, oh my god, I think just from everything, this has easily become one of my favorite episodes so far.
Oh man, it's like at this early, like throughout this entire part of JoJo, I never thought I would say to myself, you know what? I think out of all the episodes I've seen, this is my favorite episode. But you know what? No, I am with you on that one, Danny. I think as of right now, this is my favorite episode. If only because it's like, granted, we've seen like a lot of like great moments in our previous episodes, but I think we got so many amazing moments within just one episode, and it was glorious.
Yes, I will stand here and say proudly that it's like, even though I've gone on and on about how much I love the train fight, as that's my favorite fight in all of JoJo, and make no mistake, David Production did phenomenally there too. And yet, even though as much as I adored that train fight, there were still there off the top of my head, there was at least one episode that I would say was even better than that. I think up until now, I'd say so far my favorite episode, honestly, has been the episode where we see Abakio unleash Moody Blues on on Soft Machine. Like all the way back. This was like one of the earlier episodes. That was still probably my favorite episode. I think that episode has competition now with this one. It was that good.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
Alrighty, so I guess now let's go into the details. So pretty much, as I mentioned before, a lot of this is very much beat for beat. So, Giorno freaking out, trying to, grow the plants and shit while they're in the canal. Mista making a snowboard out of it. All of that very much, accurate to the manga. Pretty much the entire fight itself is accurate to the manga. But I think the reason why this episode in particular stands out, the animation. The animation alone sets this thing apart.
Oh, do it!
I was like, yeah, he's just fucking unloading. This is why he gets shot 20 times.
Oh
shit,
god. Ow, Mista.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
And he's still standing. Just barely.
Probably what stood out to me the most was, Ryan, you remember the moment where when Gacho, he was pinned to the pole. And Mista, he's just unloading his gun.
Yes.
And even though Gacho is using the White Album Gently Weeps ability and is ricocheting the bullets, it's like you're actually seeing the ricocheting happening, at the same time as the firing. It's not like fire and then, quickly transition over to Gacho and then we transition back and we see the reflection. It's like, no, you're actually seeing Mista shooting and getting hit in real time. That was beautifully animated.
It really was. And it's like I could somewhat feel all the bullet impacts that Mista was taking while he's trying to take down this guy, even with, Gacho, just using a White Album Gently Weeps.
Yeah, well, that was like, and don't get me wrong, there were a lot of moments that Brian and I were going, oh, and everything. Like when Mista froze his hand at the very beginning, and you're seeing like he literally like ripped skin off his hand. It was like, oh, we see Mista like first, getting ricocheted. Oh, but when it got to that moment, Ryan and I, rather than going, oh, like, oh, the pain, we were like, oh my God, look at this.
Oh yeah, it's like look, I know Mista was taking like a lot of hits, but it's like you can't leave that moment unappreciated, like from an animation standpoint. Oh my god.
Yeah. And there's a lot of other little good moments too. It's just that one moment in particular stood out for me. It was like, what, 2 seconds long, but holy fuck, it was a beautifully animated 2 seconds.
Oh no, I agree. I will agree. That's like amongst other things, that was like up there as like one of the better moments, like to come out of, like, not just with this episode, but just with Mista in general, really.
Mm-hmm. And I know, Ryan, and I know you being like, you're the one that geeks out the most over battle cries. And oh my God, you were geeking out over the Muda beat down here. Oh, here we go! Yeah! Oh!
Oh! Oh my God!
That was beautiful!
Oh! Oh man, this goes all the way back to like the episode where we saw Black Sabbath. It's like back then, it felt like we just got a little taste, like a little sample of what was to come, for like longer battle cries with Golden Wind or Gold Experience, But no, this battle cry got a little bit bigger. So you were able to get a good feel, a much better feel on how this battle cry would go when Giorno was pretty much finishing off Gacho in this fight. And it's like, my God, it's like the fact that you get a much bigger experience with Gold Experience's Muda, it was beautiful. It really was. And here I am just sitting here watching, like Danny right here, you were like, oh my God, yes, oh my God. And I'm just sitting here like, okay, I need silence. I need to listen to this. And
I'm so sorry.
No, oh, no, don't apologize. No, you're fine. It still worked out. It's good. I was still able to hear the battle cry crystal clear. And it's like, oh, David Productions, why do you do this to me? You are making me more... you're making me even more excited and craving for the longest battle cry beatdown or whatever, in JoJo history. And we're not even at that point just yet, but oh my God, we're so far away. And David Productions, the way you're making these the voice actor for Giorno handle this, God damn it, you're making me crave that moment in part 5 even more. It's that good. I know it's not. I know it's not as long.
We are months away from that. But
yeah, it's like I know. Yeah, it's like guys. I know it's not. It's just a little bit longer than the Black Sabbath beatdown. I know it's nowhere near as long as the beatdown we're gonna get like near Endgame. But God damn it, it's so good. It's so.
And again, think back to the animation even here, because in the manga, like, you see Giorno kicking Gacho's head in, and you see, like, that spike literally just go through his neck, and, that was just it. But here in the anime, I mean, you see, like, not only do you see it literally, like, the spike go through Gacho's throat, but I mean, the force of the beatdown, you're literally seeing Gacho's body literally ricochet off the fucking pole after he took that hole through the throat. So it's like, oh my God, it was like, again, it's those weird little moments of animation where it's just like, oh my God, I love it.
Oh, it's like, oh man, even from the other like smaller things that come out of that little beatdown right there, it's like, oh my god, it's so good.
It's like, and again, like, I'm rewatching the episode as we're speaking, as how I always say I'm doing, for the past couple of weeks. So it's like, like when you first see White Album gently weeps, like, you literally see like this like little thin like laser or something it's supposed to be like, okay, this is the bullet that's literally bouncing off of the frozen air around them. It's where you're first seeing the ricocheting ability. Even that was like very fluidly animated.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Yeah, no, it's like aside from that, Mista like taking a bunch of bullets like as he's trying to take out Ghiaccio and still like trying his hardest to power through like a White Album gently weeps. Like there were surprisingly a lot of very well done animated moments that, so oddly enough, never really stood out to me all that much in previous episodes. I mean, with exceptions of various bigger scenes, like, that we've run into in the past. But yeah, there were still quite a lot of very well done animated moments that really caught my eye this time around within this episode alone.
Oh god, that's where it's like, it's like, I think we've kind of gushed enough about the animation. It's just so fucking beautiful. So let's actually go into one of the additions in this episode. So first of all, thank you, young author Adam, for actually notifying me. Like, literally, I was on my way home from work, and I got a tweet from him, and he actually brought it to my attention. Obviously, this was hours before we watched this, that, yes, Mista's second half of his backstory does get animated here.
Oh, thank
and
God.
Like,
oh, shit!
Wait! Backstory!
Oh, my God! Yes!
Well, that's one hell of a transition.
You may be wondering how I got into this situation. Well, it all started some years back. That's relatable. Try to stay optimistic with God knows what.
And yet the prison still let him keep his hat.
No, there's something
it's
wrong.
Like, yeah, we'll confiscate everything else, but yeah, you can leave the hat on.
Yeah, that's fine.
And dun dun dun!
事件の報道を見てお前は正当防衛だと確信した。つまりお前はとんでもない銃の才能と精神力の持ち主ということになる。だがお前のような男は無所の中では2年と無事ではいられんだろう。だから裏から手を回したと。あんた組織の人間か?
Oh, okay, so Mista had actually figured this out on his own.
Yeah,
okay.
Really.
Because if you remember in the manga, this was all like, Bruno, he was just talking to, thinking to himself, but it's like, okay. I mean, same situation, they're just handling it differently.
Right.
ここはブルスケッタもいける。まだ食べられるか。ああ。すまない。はい。この男と、そうだな、あいつらの分も。ブルスケッタを4つ。いや、やはり5つにするか。せっかくだ、俺も付き合おう。
It's like, oh damn. Oh, Mista.
話の続きだが。OK だ。
I was like, yeah, Mista, like, yeah, okay, I'm in. I don't care. And treat me to some dulce. God damn it, Mista, I love you. I love Bruno more, but there's a reason why you're my number 2.
Oh my god.
Oh shit, so Mista was the last one in. Okay, so now we got a fucking order. So it was Fugo, then Narancia, then Abakio, and then Mista. Okay.
Alright, holy shit. That's awesome.
I know, it was like I said, last week, I wasn't sure whether or not they were actually going to go through with it. But, that's why I said, you know what, let's just explain it now, on the off chance that it doesn't, you guys will have your, clarification. And you know what, even if they do animate it, now you have a basis to go on. And you know what, I'm actually glad that I did, because not only did they animate the backstory, they changed some aspects of the backstory. So it's like, okay, now we got a reference here. Like, again, as I mentioned, and showed off the pages last week, that when it came to, hey, Mista getting out of prison and everything, that was all told in Bruno's perspective. Like, he's literally, like, sitting, like, at his desk and saying, okay, yeah, this was self-defense. This guy's got what it takes. So, you know what? He ain't gonna last long, so let's have Passione step in on his behalf. So, yeah, they approached it very differently here. So, yes, Bruno still pulled strings. But, like, yeah, you see Mista's in his cell. A guard comes in and says, hey, dude, you're released. Get the fuck out. And literally, as soon as Mista walks out the door, there's Bruno waiting for him. And he says, hey, come with me. I know a great restaurant. And, of course, Mista, with, his optimistic attitude and everything, he's just like, he just takes this all in stride. I love it. Because he's like, Bruno even comments on, like, how he eats, that he's very eager to eat and everything. And then, like, even before Bruno can even ask the question, like, oh, hey, do you want to join? Mista was just like, he beats him to the punch. He's like, I'm in. It's like, God damn, Mista. It's like, you didn't even give Bruno a chance to make the offer. He's just like he just picked up on it so quickly that, he's like, yeah, I know what you're doing, so, you know what, I'm in.
It's like, all right, you convinced me, let's do this.
And then, I know a couple of episodes ago, I did, like, a prediction trying to figure out, okay, the order of the people joining. And it was like, we knew Fugo was first and Narancia was second. But I wasn't too sure about who was the third person. Was it Mista or was it Abacchio? I was personally leaning towards Mista being the third one. But no, it turns out Mista was the last one to join before Giorno. So now we got an order for, Bruno's team coming together.
Yeah, really. It's like, even I honestly, like, I didn't even put that into consideration, until the very moment that we saw Abacchio, Fugo, and Narancia, and enter the scene like before the flashback of like Mrs. backstory like ended.
Yeah, well, because if you remember, during Fugo's backstory was when Bruno, they explicitly mentioned with Bruno, he was thinking of putting a team together. So it was just Bruno by himself when he made the offer to Fugo. And then Fugo was the one who found Narancia. So that's where it's like, so Fugo was first and Narancia was second. But that's where I was like, okay, when did Mista and Abacchio join up? And that's where I was initially trying to figure that out. And, I was initially thinking Mista was probably the third one and then Abacchio closely afterwards. But nope, got that mixed up. So it's like, yeah, so Abacchio was the third one, then it was Mista, and then, of course, Giorno is the newest one.
It's kind of funny about that, because even before, like, the moment when David Productions pretty much told us, oh, by the way, Mista was the last person to join the Bucciolati gang or whatever. It's like we have Bucciolati, like, making all these orders, for the plates of food or whatever, and it's like, okay, we'll have like 5 plates of this dish here. I honestly thought like beforehand, like Bruno was essentially like just giving Mista like 4 plates of food. It's like, Jesus Christ, dude, you're really wanting to win Mista over with this, all right?
Yeah, but no.
But no. It turned out it's like, oh no, it's not all for Mista, it's for everybody else. They were just a little bit late to the party, is all.
Right, and then it looks like Mista, he just fit right in.
He absolutely did.
All right, so that was great. We did get Mista's backstory, but they did change a couple of things. They added a couple of things. So it's like, thank you for following through, you know, because it's like, yeah, Mr. deserves the love.
Yeah, no, seriously. It's like I was like, if you guys heard me, you know, go on and on about the second portion of Mista's backstory last week, you know on how determined I was for this to happen. I was like, David Productions, you had me worried there. I kept going on and on about you guys, you know, for possibly forgetting about this very important detail with my goddamn spirit animal, but nope, okay, I should never have doubted you guys. God damn it, you did it again, and I am happy for it. Thank you.
Oh, yes. So that's where I was like, so that was just gorgeous. And then, yeah, pretty much the rest of the fight just kind of plays out, you know, as usual. And then we get to the ending.
And then the Raja comes into the scene.
Okay. Yeah, it's like, David Production, how are you going to handle this?
Yeah, really? Please
I mean, the manga made it very clear what Naraja saw, but what is David Production doing?
Oh, God!
Yes! Oh, God! He's just fine! He's just fine! Oh, God! Every time I close my eyes,
wake up feeling so horny!
That's it! There's no better way to end this episode!
Oh, shit!
Oh my god. I was just curious, okay, how is this going to look in motion? Because in the manga, because we're only dealing with a still panel, we only had, like, you know, what Mista was screaming to get the idea across that, yeah, it looked like Giorno was going down on him and Naraja happened to walk in on it. You know, that's literally all we had to go by. And it was like, you know, and thus the world started shipping Giorno and Mista. And it's like, you know, but that's all we had to go by. And now we got to see it animated. And it's like, God damn it, David Production.
Okay, if you folks at home were to actually see this ending of this episode, keep this in mind. Somebody animated this.
Someone got paid to animate this. Like, someone walked home with a paycheck for this.
Somebody got a goddamn paycheck to animate Giorno trying to, you know, make Mista feel better from his bullet wounds, but in the process, making it seem like Giorno was getting some goddamn Mista head.
I know.
It's like with the goddamn with Giorno's head motions.
Yeah, Giorno's head is bobbing. Mista clutches it at one point. He's kicking and squirming and screaming. And then you got Naraja. He just floats by like, I see nothing. I see nothing. It's like...
yes,
and then it goes to the end credits. And then it goes to the end credits.
And
like,
I'm laughing even more because it's like, I am fairly certain you called that one last week.
I was like, dude, it was like 2 episodes ago. 2 fucking episodes ago. We made the comment about how, you know, freaking you was gonna be so inappropriate for the episode.
Oh,
and now
and now
it ended at the part where it's the most appropriate.
Oh, okay,
like,
yes. Yeah. I was about to say, are you kidding me? Oh no, the way they handled the way that David Productions handled the ending scene, like immediately following up with the ending theme, it's like, oh, that was the most appropriate thing in Ventura.
Like, raise your hand if you just started pissing yourself from that transition with laughter. Like, you know, just. Don't be ashamed. Raise your hand.
Because I'm not gonna lie. Because Granted, I didn't piss
That was
myself
just too
laughing,
fucking-
but I might as
No,
well
but that was
have.
that was too fucking funny.
Oh my god.
That was just too fucking funny.
My stomach and my face still hurt from laughing so hard at that ending. That was literally the best thing to ever come out of this anime. Like, oh my god. Oh god.
Oh,
and now I'm getting
God.
choked up about it. Holy shit.
And people wonder why there's a lot of JoJo yaoi floating around. You know, it's like, up until this point, they were not nearly so fucking blatant.
There's a reason why so many people ship Giorno and Mista, and it's if only because of this one ending scene, just from that alone.
Oh
my
yes.
god.
That was great.
Oh god.
Oh yes. So then so after that hilarity, like, you know, it's like, okay, by the time like the credits end, it's like, okay, we've calmed down and everything, you know, all's well and good. And then we are treated to an after credits sequence. So we saw that, you know, Risotto, you know, he just took care of that guy that he was torturing, you know, because he got his info, and then he fucking bailed. But then, you know, so it's like, okay, so we know Risotto, you know, so he's on the move. And then it transitions over to the boss, whom you remember from the last episode. You know, he's been sitting there, you know, what you call it, just wearing a cloak or something, or a blanket or something, I don't know, but he's keeping himself covered. And, you know, that was where, you know, you're saying, you know, I gave them their instructions, you know, please hurry, bring my daughter to me and everything. So now so pretty much, so we're treated to him again. And, you know, we get this really weird moment where it's like, we see there's like a bouquet of roses or something that's like on the windowsill. So then you see that, you know, all of a sudden it's like you see, like, there's a shot of his feet. The cloak or blanket or whatever the fuck he was wearing falls to the ground. And then it's like, okay, then we're treated to empty room, and all of the roses have been cut. And, you know, that's where it's like, yeah, boy, guys. We're actually here. We are actually at the one stand that I think everyone who's read the manga, this is the stand everybody's been waiting for. Because this stand is notorious for confusing people. I mean, apparently it has confused people so much that I guess it spawned a manga meme or something where should you have a question about how something operates in JoJo, pretty much the response is, it just works. It's all from this one stand, and we are about to finally see it in action, and hopefully David Production will finally put the confusion to rest.
Confusion will be my epitaph as I crawl a cracked and broken path. If we make it, we can all sit back and laugh. But I fear tomorrow I'll be crying. Yes, I fear tomorrow I'll be crying. Yes, I fear tomorrow I'll be
Wait. Oh shit!
After credits.
Oh.
Okay, so clearly Nero took care of them.
Yeah.
このベネツィアに向かったか。ブチャラティたちに仕留められるならそれもよし、どの道も憂いはなくなる。
Oh.
Oh shit!
What the fuck? Wait.
Yeah. Oh my god, that's right. King Crimson next week. King Crimson next week.
What? Oh shit! The final mission from the. Oh god, that's
Yes!
right! Oh shit!
King Crimson next week!
Oh fuck!
King motherfucking Crimson!
Oh my god! Funny enough, it's like when we saw the ending credit sequence, and then we saw like what was that? The name of the next episode. I was jumping the gun like way too far ahead. I was thinking, oh shit, we're just about the halfway point next week. But now it's like, oh no, wait, no, I'm getting too far ahead. No, you're right. We get to see King Crimson in action after so long. But not at the part that I'm thinking of. That's a little bit later. But no, regardless of such, I am stoked to actually see King Crimson in action in this anime adaptation, if only because it's like, okay, yes, thanks to Danny, I see it in the manga, but I have more experience like witnessing at least trying to experience King Crimson's ability through the video games, All-Star Battle, Eyes of Heaven, but now this is it.
Mm-hmm.
This is where I can only imagine this will be the tip of the iceberg for King Crimson, and we get to see this stand in action.
Okay, I guess we'll do spoiler tags here because, now I'm going to try and talk about what we can expect for next week.
Right.
Because, alright, so next week, because we are pretty much hitting the halfway point, and yeah, this is the introduction of the main villain stand. I mean, this is like seeing Killer Queen, for the first time back in Diamond is Unbreakable. So it's like, this is the moment everyone's been waiting for. So, I'm thinking next week, I'm trying to think, how far are they going to possibly make it go? I think it's going to end, if you remember, Ryan, I don't remember what the chapter number is, but there is a chapter where when Bruno goes to confront the boss, and this is where King Crimson's ability is first unleashed, and he gives that brief explanation that yes, King Crimson erases points in time, and the chapter literally ends where Bruno pretty much gets cock-yoinked. He literally punches Bruno through the chest.
Right.
I think that's how the episode is going to end. It's going to end on such a fucking cliffhanger, but it's going to end that's going to be the first real instance that we see King Crimson in action. Because you have to remember, up until that point, you hear what the final orders are. That's where they have to take Trish to the church where he's waiting. Everybody else is waiting on the boat. Bruno is with Trish. You get the bit where Trish disappears, and that's where Bruno realizes, oh shit, what this mission's been really all about. And then it's like right at that point in the manga, this is when we get Bruno's backstory. So we're probably going to be getting that next week.
Oh, wait, okay, hold on. Okay, I'm confused now. Hold on. So, wait. I think I may be getting fights mixed up. Because before, okay, during our initial reaction, at first I'm like, oh wait, we're finally getting to the halfway point, holy shit. And then it's like, not too long ago, I was thinking of like the battle between the boss and Risotto.
That's far away.
So this is it. We're actually getting to the part where Bruno, like they finally meet up at the place where they're trying to drop off Trish. This is it, like for real.
Yes, this is the next part. Yes. So we have we got the King Crimson introduction. We got the King Crimson introduction. We still got Bruno's backstory we have to get through. We're probably gonna get that next week. We get the whole bit where Bruno pretty much ends up getting killed, and Giorno uses his stand magic to basically make Bruno a living corpse. And then, not next week, but probably the week after that, this is where, Bruno's like, all right, we're going to betray. Everybody betrays except for Fugo. So Fugo's very close to being, taken out of the story. Probably within, 2 weeks, Fugo's gone.
Oh.
And then if you remember, after they betray, there is the Clash of Talking Head fight.
Yeah.
And then after that is Notorious B.I.G., which is where we get Trisha Stan's Spice Girl. And then after that is Risotto Nero versus Diavolo.
Oh,
so
okay.
we still got some fights before Risotto Nero ends up showing up again.
Oh, okay. Okay, never mind. I wasn't jumping ahead. Oh, no, okay. Again, I was getting fights mixed up. I thought, at that moment, I thought it was jumping ahead. But it's like, oh, okay, never mind. I'm going to revert back to what I said during the initial viewing of the episode. And it's like, yep, okay, this is it. Now this is literally the first time we see King Crimson in action. And not when he's fighting Risotto. Okay, alright. We're good.
Yeah. Okay, so now that spoiler tag, I'd say, is over. So as far as next week goes, so King Crimson, we do know what his English name is going to be, just because this is the translated name that he had in All-Star Battle and Eyes of Heaven. So King Crimson is going to be known as Emperor Crimson, which still sounds pretty fucking badass. So
yeah, it really does.
I'm not going to complain about that name change whatsoever. It's like, yeah, it's another synonym change, but, King Crimson, Emperor Crimson, they both sound awesome. Yeah, so I'm not going to really complain there.
Yeah, so even with the slight change of synonym, it's like, compared to, like, the original name that we got, it's like, it still maintains that, that intimidation, as it were, when you read out the name, even when it's changed to avoid copyright, from King Crimson to Emperor Crimson, it still gives off that same intimidating vibe from a very messed up stand like King Crimson.
Oh yeah, so King Crimson will definitely King Crimson is going to be coming around next week for certain, and next episode's a big one. Actually, the next, I'm predicting 2 episodes. This is the big one. I mean, we're pretty much at the point in the story where it's like, okay, we are halfway. This is when things are going to start changing. That's always JoJo tradition. Like, when you hit around that halfway point, something happens in the story that completely changes the direction of where it's going, and it just goes even more batshit insane and awesome from here. We are pretty much right on the heel of that moment. So it's like, next week and the week after that, because honestly, like, given, the length of it in the manga, this will easily be handled in 2 episodes.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, the next 2 weeks, oh man, this is going to be interesting.
Oh my god, I honestly can't believe it. I know we've mentioned something like this, like, in the past, but it's like, my god, it's like, it feels like we literally just started watching this anime adaptation of Vento Oreo, like, in early October. It's just about to hit the very end of February, and we're just at the halfway point right now.
Yeah, it's come by fast.
Oh my god, it really has. I mean, oh god.
All right, so I guess with that said, Ryan, is there anything else that you feel that we need to bring up for this episode?
Well, for this episode in particular, I think we're good for this episode.
All right, so, oh man. Okay, so I guess with that said, hope you guys enjoyed this episode as much as we did, and get fucking stoked for next week. So, I gotta really figure out a better way to end these freaking videos. Join us next week for King Crimson!
I see you guys.
And so help me God, the time better fucking fly like that!
Yeah, really. Alright.
Only the manga people will get that.
Arrivederci, guys.